Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another video. Gabi here. I am your favorite sassy big sister, ready to break down how the law of assumption can work in your life. And today we are going to dive into another subscriber's question. So grab your coffee, your wine, your tea, your water, whatever, no judgment here, and get ready for this incredible story. I'm really glad that you are here today because we are going to be talking about how much focus is too much focus on your SP or your manifestations in general. And we're going to talk about how to make this really work using the law of assumption and applying it to your life. If you've been struggling to manifest your desires, then you are in the right place. And if you just want to level up your manifesting game, you're also in the right place. So sit back and relax. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on new content that can totally shift your mindset. Don't forget, if you want to identify and remove those blocks, free courses in the description box below. Let's get started. Okay, so I had a subscriber reach out. Let me just pull up her question here. So she reached out specifically regarding SP, and she wanted to know how much focus is too much focus when you are manifesting your SP. And so, I thought this was a really great question to address because it's a huge, big SP question. And I know half of YouTube is already silently asking the exact same thing. So first of all, you are not delusional. You are self-aware. You very much have said, and this particular subscriber did mention, she can manifest friends, she can manifest money, she can manifest opportunities, but when it is that person, so when it's regarding her SP, her brain goes and she uses the word feral. Relatable. This is 10 out of 10 human behavior, okay? So when you are asking how much should we focus on that specific person, instead of just feeling the feeling of being loved and safe, especially when deep feelings are involved, let's unpack this, okay? We're going to unpack this with Neville, CBT, and a little law of assumption magic here, all right? So here we go. First, let's address this from Neville. Neville's whole thing is your state of consciousness, okay? And with that, you recognize that the SP is not the source of love. As a matter of fact, they represent love. So they are a symbol, but they are not a source. And also, they are a reflection of the state that you are living in. So if you are obsessing over them while secretly also feeling anxious, unchosen, or scared of losing them, you're basically marinating in your own manifestation panic sauce. No joke. So do you have to ignore your person? No. But really, when you're thinking about manifesting your SP, you really need to focus on your priority. And your priority is really going to be you, rooted in this state of I am loved, I am safe, and I am chosen. And then you're going to sprinkle a little bit of that SP on top, like seasoning, not like oxygen, okay? So if you think about this in terms of percentages, 80% is your state, 20% is your person. And really, the focus should be your self-confidence and the belief in yourself that you can have exactly what you desire. The SP is, and I use this example all the time, so if you've coached with me, you know you've heard this. Think of your beautiful, amazing life as a cake, okay? You are the cake. You are the batter. You are all the ingredients, right? You are the eggs. You are the vanilla. You are the sugar. You're a little bit of the salt. You're all the ingredients put together. You are baked to perfection. You are perfect, whole, and complete just as you are. When you come out of that oven and you let that cake cool, you are also the buttercream or the meringue that you put on top of that cake. Okay. You're also the filling that's inside of that cake. All of that is you. All of that is who you are. And then when you start to decorate that cake, you are the sprinkles. You are the beautiful piping, the icing that you're doing on that cake. And guess what your SP is? Your SP is that one single cherry that you put on top of that cake. Okay. So when I say 80 to 20, that's what you should be envisioning in your mind. I am the entire cake. He or she is just that little cherry. That's it. That's all that they are. Okay. And the reason being is because you are manifesting a state. You're not manifesting a person. You are manifesting a state. The state of who you are in a committed relationship with an SP. And you happen to have chosen your SP. Okay. Now, why does manifesting an SP feel much harder? Well, when it comes to money or friends or career, you've got plenty of evidence. You can see in your life how quickly that changes. Also, you've told yourself, and you have a story more than likely of, I've done this before, I can do it again. But when it comes to SP, as you specifically said, subscriber, in your question, let me go back to it because I want to reread it again. Instead of just feeling the feeling of being loved and safe, how much should we focus on that specific person, especially when deep feelings are involved? So what you're saying is, with this particular person, it's a bigger deal because deep feelings are involved. Well, guess what? Deep feelings are involved when you are working in a toxic work environment and you want to change your work environment. Deep feelings are involved when you're broke and you're trying to manifest money to pay your bills. Okay. Deep feelings are involved no matter what you're manifesting. When you have a catalyst in your life, which is something that is happening that you don't want, and it's forcing you to think about what you do want, deep feelings are always going to be involved. So your SP is really no different. And with this person, you've got probably more than likely some old stories that are going on. So this may look like, if this is someone who's been in your life, they left me before, they're distant, we're in no contact, or I'm scared if I manifest them, I'll lose them again. And maybe you have some core beliefs around that as well. Maybe you have core beliefs around I'm too much or I'm not enough or anything like that. And I will tell you, old stories and core beliefs are thoughts that fire off automatic anxiety loops. Okay. So you might be hearing something in your mind similar to, if I think about them and it doesn't work, it proves I'm not lovable. No, no, no. That is cognitive distortion. That is not a prophecy. So when you start to notice these spirals, I want you to use something that we use in cognitive behavioral therapy all the time. I want you to catch it. Oh, that's my I'll lose them story talking. I want you to check it. Is this a fact or a fear? And then I want you to choose again. A more helpful thought would be, I am learning to be someone who feels deeply loved and secured no matter what my SP is doing today. Okay, so I'm going to go over that really quickly. This is very similar to what I've taught you all before. You identify it, you label it, and then you choose something different, or you flip, right? And that can be flipping to a bridge thought, or that can be flipping completely over, but you still need to accept the thought that you have. So another way to think about that is you catch it, you check it, and then you choose again. So the 3 C's: you catch it, you check it, you choose it again. So catch your thought. Oh, that's my old story talking. Check it. Is this fact or fear? I'm going to tell you it's fear. Always going to be fear. Okay. And then choose again. A more helpful thought is, use a bridge thought, or you can say, I am learning to be better. I am learning to be someone who feels deeply loved and secured no matter what my SP is doing today. Or you can say, I am learning to feel abundant. I am learning to feel worthy. I'm learning to feel successful, even if in my 3D right now, that's not what's showing up. That's okay. When you do this, you are not forcing blind faith. You're actually choosing more helpful, truer thoughts on purpose. Okay. This is going to help you create that new habit. Now, how do you blend kind of like this idea about your SP and manifesting it into this state of being in a committed relationship without frying your central nervous system? So I'm going to tell you a really great way to do this is with the neuro-linguistic programming trick. So instead of staring at their face in your mind 24/7 like some psychic FBI agent, I want you to stack the feelings. Okay. So stacking the feelings is something that we do in NLP. So step 1, I want you to feel the state first. So what does that mean? That means you're going to close your eyes. I want you to remember a moment that you already felt adored. You already felt loved. It could have been a compliment, a hug, a night that you felt magnetic. Maybe it was somebody complimenting you on a sweater. Whatever it is, I want you to remember that moment. And then I want you to let your body remember. Your shoulders are going to drop. Your chest is going to feel warm. You're probably going to have a smile that comes to your face. Okay. That's your I am loved and safe state. Then I want you to lightly bring in your SP. So from that anchored feeling, that anchored state, then I want you to call in a simple scene with your SP. Them texting you something sweet, them sitting next to you, them giving you a hug. Keep it short and soft. I want you to have it like a GIF or a meme, not a full Netflix series, okay? We're not going full Hallmark rom-com here. You need to keep it less than 10 seconds, okay? If your chest starts to tighten or your brain goes, they're not here right now. They're not here in the 3D. This isn't true. We're not together, etc. It's okay. It's okay. I want you to drop the scene. So stop visualizing at that point and go back to step 1. Go back to step 1. close your eyes, remember a moment where you already felt loved, you already felt adored, and I want you to tell yourself, I am loved, period. Okay. And this messages your subconscious. And what this does is this says they're an extension of my love, not the source of it. So it takes away this resistance of I am manifesting for this person. I'm manifesting to get this person. And instead it returns back to your own, what you'll hear other coaches mention as your self-concept, but I refer to it as your self-confidence. It returns back to your own state of self-confidence, your own state of saying, hey, I'm the source of my love, and my SP is an extension or a symbol of it. Okay. Now, what you're all wondering, what is the honest ratio for how much to focus on your specific person? I'm going to be truly honest with you. I want you to identify a daily baseline. You need to be living in I am loved, safe, chosen, and magnetic as often as you can. You need to make this your default story. Okay. Specific person work, short, sweet sessions, 3 to 5 minutes of sats at night. If you're a visualizer, 3 to 5 minutes of affirmations. If you're an affirmer, few mini imaginations during the day when you're calm. I don't want you to be spending 6 hours of doom scrolling on their Instagram and calling it visualizing. That is not what you are doing. You should not be focusing all day long on your SP. Why? What would you be doing if your SP and you were in a committed relationship right now? Would you be focusing on them all day long? Would you be spending 6 hours doom scrolling their Instagram? Would you be checking their Facebook for every single person that they're friends with and then going to their profile to see if they're married or not? Would you be checking their TikTok? Would you be checking Snapchat to see if they'd read your messages already? No, if you're in a committed relationship, all of those things you don't do anymore because you're living your life and your person, your partner, is an added bonus to your life. So you're not focusing all day, every day on them. Okay. So if you are over focusing on them, here's some signs to tell. Your mood lives and dies by whether or not they contact you. Your body will start to feel tight every time you imagine them. You feel smaller, not bigger and more powerful after you do SP work. So if you're working on affirmations or visualizations or scripting, you don't feel powerful after you're done with that. And when that happens, you need to pull back to focus on your self-confidence. You really need to start focusing on you being the version of you who is loved and prioritized in romance. Whether your nervous system has caught up yet or not, focus on that, okay? Now, I want to highlight this piece around deep feelings. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. Anytime you have a catalyst in your life, you often have deep feelings associated with moving from that catalyst state to the desired state. So for instance, if you're broke and you've got bill collectors calling you all day long, you've got some deep feelings going on there, even though you're trying to move to the abundant state where you have money endlessly, right? Deep feelings don't mean you can't manifest. It just means you need to be extra gentle with your nervous system. So you need to recognize that, hey, this is a deep feeling for me. This particular manifestation is a lot of deep feelings. It's bringing up a lot of deep feelings. I control my feelings because I control my thoughts. But at the same time, I need to be extra gentle with my nervous system because when my nervous system is regulated, I can manifest amazingly. Okay. So take breaks from SP content. Do grounding, go through walks, do some journaling, get some breath work in, and then ask yourself too, what would a deeply loved version of me do right now? Besides think about your SP, because there are so many other things that you do in your life when you are in a committed relationship with an amazing partner. I will tell you, one of the things that I've done today is laundry. I didn't think about my SP at all, but you know what? I did our laundry, I folded it and I put it away. And in that moment, I felt extremely loved and I felt gratitude for being able to have a partner that, first of all, started the laundry for me because I am not a fan of actually doing laundry, but also knowing that I could take care of him in a way, right? So folding his clothes was a way for me to take care of him, but also recognizing that he started it because he left early this morning and I am on vacation. And so he let me sleep in. So I felt deeply loved for that. Okay. And lastly, what I want to say here is just a quick PSA. If your anxiety is heavy or obsessive or you're losing sleep and your appetite, I just want you to make sure that you recognize where you are there. And if you need to seek out professional support, please do so. I will tell you the law of assumption and mental health support is a power combo. You just need to be able to recognize that law of assumption is a belief system. Okay, it's a faith system. And so it's no different than you taking your religious system to a counselor. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And then finally, subscriber, to answer you directly, yes, you can focus on that specific person, but your main job is to live in the version of you who is already loved, already safe, and already chosen. The person is the cameo and you are the main character. You already know how to turn heads and manifest fun stuff. You have manifested money and opportunities and friends, and now you're just bringing that same confident energy to your love life without sacrificing your peace, okay? So I love that you're self-aware. Your feelings are deep because you yourself are deep, and that is exactly why you are going to nail this. So make sure you step into your power. And if you love this video and it resonated with you, then drop me a beautiful green dinosaur T-Rex emoji in those comments. I love that guy. Hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and don't forget to subscribe for more sassy, no-nonsense coaching. Drop your comments below too. Tell me what you're manifesting right now. I love reading comments from you all. I love seeing what you have to share. Stay fierce and stay fabulous. And remember, you are the creator of your own reality, and you've got this. I'll see you next week. Bye.